Thank you so much for enjoying our video of our vacation to Costa Rica. It has been absolutely spectacular. We wanted to take the time right now to give our true, honest review of where we're staying at the Riu Palace Guanacaste right here in Costa Rica. We are so happy to give this review to you so you can make your decision if you want to travel to Costa Rica or not. There are good and the bad, of course, and we're going to share them honestly with you. But we want to break it down just so you have the opportunity to make your own decision. So let's get into it. The way that we're going to break this down is by section. We're going to go by hotel, restaurants, bars, activities, and location and room. Each section we'll talk about it, and at the end of each section we're going to give a rating. Personally, mine and Rachel's. First, we're going to talk to you about the actual facility itself, and I can tell you personally, driving up to this place was spectacular.
When we drove up, it looked like we were coming into another world. The white of the building, it looked like a palace. Probably the most beautiful view of a hotel that I've seen. It's not a small hotel by any means, it's massive. And the architecture and the structure is just, everything is big.
The building itself houses over 400 rooms. It's spread out and mirrored on either side from the reception area. Either direction you go, it's going to look the exact same. Depending on the location of the building you are in, there are 4, 5, or 6 levels. You actually come in on the second floor. To your right is reception. In the center of the lobby area is a sitting area and a greeting area. And to your left, you will actually find one of the restaurants, which we'll talk about soon, as well as 2 of the lobby bars that are directly in front of you. And at that point is where you split if you're either on the north side of the building or the south side of the building.
When coming into the back area of the grounds, you get this beautiful aspect of greenery, and that's the white and the green just really showcases how beautiful this area is. The pools are beautiful, a couple little bars around, and it's just luxury at its best, where you can sit and enjoy the sun and the entertainment around us.
So there are multi-level of pools that are here in the background. There is the main pool area, which is directly in the center, that is after the fountains, which is the most picturesque spot in this entire facility. Either side you have secondary pools, and beyond that is where you will then find the pool bar in the center. From above, what this really entails, and I realized this when I was doing some drone footage of the property, I am pretty sure it is to resemble a stingray. The way that it's designed, it comes around in a circle with the tail where the fountains are. And if you really look at it, that's really what this seems to look like. In total, there are 5 pools, as well as the main activities areas that surround it with all the pool chairs. And I mean, there are ample amount of pool chairs.
And what's even great is half of them, I would say at least half, have the coverage over top that you can pull across and get some good shade if you need it, or leave it open if you want to kind of catch some sun. Every part of the seating area is a great view to the pool. So just beyond the pools is the beach, which is literally steps away from the property.
Now, this is a public beach per se. The only 2 venues that are on this beach are, of course, Riu Palace and its sister building, the Riu Guanacaste. This beach is probably 1.5 miles long. It does spread all the way over to each rock structure. We are in a bay per se that is an inlet from the Pacific Ocean. This beach is not your typical white sand. This is the black sand that is found along this region because of the massive volcano activity. There is plenty of room for you to spread out no matter where you are. I love the beach. We didn't spend a whole lot of time on the beach. We actually didn't get in, which I am now thinking of, which we should have done.
Yeah. We highly recommend going to the beach. We had a good half-hour walk to the rock structure, and that is a picturesque moment. We actually just enjoyed looking down and finding things and walking along.
We saw many
rocks and shells.
Hermit crabs. We actually found a little home of hermit crabs, a ton of them walking around with all kinds of different shells. Yeah, you need to take in the beach. On the Pacific side, the beaches are not known for white sands and turquoise colored waters, but I believe the Pacific side has more scenic views than you will on the Atlantic side. We're going to give each our rating of the building and the facilities themselves. I would say for me, for the building and the grounds alone, I'm definitely going to say an 8 out of 10. I don't feel like, I know I'm in Costa Rica, but looking at the building and the architecture, I do feel like I'm somewhere in Morocco or a place such as that with the structure, and I'm sure that's what they were aiming for. So for me, an 8 out of 10.
Funny thing, I was thinking the same thing. I was between 8, 8.5. The view of this place when you drive up it's like out of a movie. It's just this massive, beautiful white structure. And again, the grounds, well kept, greenery is just beautiful. So overall, 8 out of 10 for me.
So let's talk about the restaurants and the bars that are on the facility. Start with bars first, simply because this is what you see when you come into the building right away. Immediately to your front left, you will find daiquiri. This is the most common meeting spot and the most popular spot in the evening. People are finding things to do while they're waiting for their table. Daiquiri is a bar with a multitude of cocktails. The list is gigantic. The list goes from daiquiris to margaritas, pina coladas to mojitos, martinis, a very cool lounge feel to it.
Across from that, when you're looking from the reception to the right, is the cappuccino bar. Again, just a nice cozy atmosphere, little round tables where you can sit down. They've got cappuccino, obviously.
Tea. You had a chamomile tea?
I had tea, milkshakes, which we got to do, which we might have to do today.
Oh, we might have to do that before we go.
Right. But they also have treats as well. So you've got your donuts and some cheesecake, and just little snacks that you might want when you're having your coffee.
Just to the right of the cappuccino bar is Lounge 24. This place offers 24-hour snacks, and this is the place that you're going to do it. You can also get your cocktails here as well. They have a small selections of food in case you haven't had the opportunity to get to a restaurant or a buffet, you're on an excursion really late. Beautiful room, small room with an absolutely exquisite view over the property. We never experienced it, we never sat in there. Lounge 24 is there as an option as well.
As you head down the lobby stairs to the main grounds, to your right is the theater area, and in the theater area they have 2 bars as well. They have the Stars and the Melody, and they are on each side of the theater area, accessible to go out and get your drinks, or they have waiters that are going around buying drinks for you during the show.
Of course, everybody wants to know what the pool bar is like here inside any resort, and Coconut is no different. Coconut Pool Bar is open from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Typically the busiest spot down on the main grounds in the pool area, and let me tell you, these bartenders really know what they're doing. There are a few seating areas right inside the pool bar, the actual pool bar pool.
In the pool.
Is that how you say it? Including loungers, seated tables, and bench seats right along. If you want to make friends, this is where you're going to make friends when you're here, because we definitely did that. But Coconut Bar is an absolute perfect spot inside Riu.
Now for our rating of the bars. Overall, I think they were really well organized. They're spread out perfectly and accessible for most of the time that you need a drink. I would give it, again, probably an 8 out of 10. Overall. Very rarely did I actually order something specifically. Most of the time I asked for something different and had them make it for me. And probably 90% of the time I got something that I really liked. So that was the fun part of it, and I think that's why I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Me, so I'll do this in 2 ways. I think as far as service, overall was a good experience. Everybody was super friendly. For design, overall, for me, really, daiquiri was very cool, very chic. For my rating, I will give the bars 7.5 out of 10. Even though the bartenders were super nice, knowledgeable, and they were willing to give us as much as they can. It wasn't always a hit with the drinks. I'll tell you, Mango Punch was my favorite that I really liked because I really got into that. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10.
So now let's start talking about the restaurants at Riu Palace. The first restaurant we're going to look at is Arenal, which is the buffet bar. Typical buffet of a resort, all-inclusive obviously, and very well laid out. I found it easy to find what I wanted to look for.
There's a large range of foods that they do offer here because there are clientele from all over the world. You will always find westernized style foods, especially for the kids. Lots of Indian cuisine and Spanish cuisine.
Sushi.
And sushi, yes. So a wide variety, of course. And this includes breakfast as well. There was always a wide variety. I stuck with the omelets because I thought the omelets were really good. Directly beside Arenal Buffet is Tokyo. This is the Japanese cuisine restaurant. Now this was the busiest one of all. We never actually tried Tokyo. This is not a standard all-inclusive Japanese restaurant where you sit at a table and they cook in front of you. This restaurant was all about made to order. They would bring it to you. You had your choice of appetizer, starter, main course, and dessert. For everybody who wants the experience, it's very chic, very upscale, and it's right there.
Next to Tokyo is the Crystal Fusion restaurant. It was actually the first one we tried and probably my favorite overall. It had a beautiful atmosphere. You go in and the tables are all set and in a kind of romantic evening.
The gourmet food that you will have here is fusion based, of course, and what fusion means is when you take different delicacies and bring them together. There was also Japanese style offerings, French style, Spanish style. Lots of options for you. You would have a starter that comes out immediately, which were these tasty little breadsticks with prosciutto on top. Then you have your choice of starter, main course, and dessert.
So down past the pool bar, you can head over to Papagayo. In the daytime is a buffet, which is served for lunch. Your typical buffet having many features like burgers and fries, pizza, and some pastas. At night, it turns into the steakhouse. And this is the one we heard a lot about. Lots of people raving about the selection and the quality of meat that they have there.
Selection is vast, I think. I would say that they have a good selection. Most people enjoyed it thoroughly. I think we both kind of said, it was good.
Yep.
It was good for the experience. It is also a timed seating, which we didn't realize. This is, of course, you don't need reservation, but when you do go, it depends on when you arrive. For instance, we were put into this 7:30 time slot.
A lot of what's happening is they're being very cautious about COVID. So they're spreading out their seating and making sure that they have time to have one area filled up for one seating, clear that out, be able to clean it while the next seating is in a different area. So we did notice that and found it really helpful.
The last restaurant that is here at the facility that you will go and sit in an a la carte format is L'Anfora. This is the Italian restaurant that is on site, and it's actually located up in the main lobby area. It is open from 12:30 until 10 p.m., so you do have a larger time frame in order to go and enjoy the Italian restaurant. The food here is a selection based once again, but you do actually go and select your appetizer at the bar, at the appetizer bar. Same with your desserts. Your desserts aren't served here either.
They did have a very big antipasto bar, which was, I think a lot of people would enjoy. The soup was delicious, the salad bar. So it did have good aspects of Italian food.
The music selection, for the most part, and I think this is actually good for a lot of the restaurants here, just didn't fit the bill. We were listening to Justin Bieber while we were at our Italian restaurant. Whatever. So
I think the atmosphere was, we dressed up for it. We thought it'd be a little bit more romantic and dim, and it was quite bright, like you said, and you know, it just didn't give us the feel of a nice high-end bar.
okay, so now it's time to rate the restaurants.
It's a hard one for me. Overall, the food quality was good. Neither Tony and I needed to adjust to the food. Overall, I would give the restaurant ratings a 6 out of 10. I found it was good. I liked it, but I didn't rave about it. I didn't feel like, oh my God, I want to go back to that restaurant before I leave. We kind of just did everything once, and then we did the buffet more than we thought we would. So overall, a 6 out of 10.
Okay. For me, I'm actually going to go with a 7 out of 10. Again, you know, as far as the service is concerned, it's stellar. It's on point. People are super friendly. They're organized. They do everything they can, like Rachel said, for as far as COVID's concerned. But again, for the food quality, and I think we've been to enough places that we can make a fair judgment on what we think of the food. And again, these are personal ratings. You may think very differently than us. I think I will go with a 7 out of 10. We love you, Riu, but yeah, I think that's where we'll stick with the food.
Now to the entertainment. Every evening they have a special feature in the theater, and throughout the day you can look at the board that shows you what's going to be happening that night.
So the venue is quite large actually. It's open seating. Half of the seating is indoors per se, and the other half is outdoors. The theater is outdoors completely, but it is covered by the second level lobby area that juts over top. And we sat in both areas. Seating is spread with booth seating along each side that is outdoors with dual stage. Each stage, I believe, has entertainment on it every night, with opening entertainment, live entertainment outside on the outdoor stage, and then the actual showpiece on the inside stage.
They have themes from Broadway, Michael Jackson, authentic Mexican dancing. The shows overall were entertaining. The costumes, they were bright. The dancers were great dancers.
The work is obviously evident for what they do and what they put into training for these shows. Any of these performers and what they do are top notch. We want to make sure that that's clear. You know, the shows I think are average to maybe above average for the odd part of the shows.
Now for the rating of the entertainment, I think I would give the entertainment a 5 out of 10. Again, these are our opinions, and these dancers obviously are talented and they are practicing. I just didn't feel into it as much as I have in the past in other entertainments. Overall, 5 out of 10.
I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10. And again, the reason why I'm doing that is, as far as the show quality, it seemed repetitive to me. And many resorts that we have been to, the shows have been variety where it entailed different aspects, like circus was one night or magic show. This was solely based on dancing, but different genres or different aspects. It's good for a night. It's really good to sit and have a drink and a cocktail and have a chat. They do work hard, but for me, 6 out of 10. So now let's talk about the staff, and I really think this is the highlight and what really brings Riu Palace above a lot of other resorts, because most are good, but the staff here at the Riu have been far and have just been stupendous.
Where you go, there's staff. Everybody says good morning, everybody is welcoming. We have had many great experiences with the reception. They're always there to accommodate any needs that we have.
There are a few people that we want to thank specifically because they have made this incredible. We want to talk about Dennis first at the pool bar. Again, we spoke about how we would ask him just to make whatever we wanted, and Dennis met the challenge, straight on and did such an amazing job. He is a true mixologist. He knows what he's doing, and he wants you to try it before you walk away. He wants to make sure it tastes well.
Next, again at the pool bar, we have Eduardo, who served us great drinks once again down by the pool area. During that time, Tony thought, maybe I'll see if Eduardo might know a drink that he had when we were in Punta Cana, which was called a Ferrari. He actually asked for a little time to be able to get that drink ready for us, and we were able to experience it today. So we told him we'd be by around 11 today and try that drink, and then maybe we'll be able to show it to you.
That's right. So great job. All the staff at the front desk are fantastic and want to help you as best they can. But Melissa and Jordy, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for making sure that this experience was great for us. Super friendly, super knowledgeable, and without hesitation made this what it is for us today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
rate the staff here at Riu Palace. I'll go first. Easy 9.5 out of 10 for me. Really, honestly, I don't even know why I'm giving 9.5. I might as well just go 10. You know what? I'm gonna go 10 out of 10. I'm doing 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Hands down. Every single one of them are fantastic. They work hard here. They love their jobs, and you know they love their jobs, and they appreciate their jobs. They speak to what Pura Vida really means. And I just want to say thank you so much.
I will go with 9 out of 10. I do find it was fantastic. Again, Tony and I really do appreciate what the staff here do to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel welcome. Always a pleasure to actually interact with the staff here. 9 out of 10. Not too sure if they need a whole lot of improvement, but let's just leave it a little open for them.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So now we get to the room and what the rooms are like. To give you an idea, the Palace offers 3 different types of rooms, but there are different levels within that, and we'll explain that shortly. Entry-level room is your standard double bed. Rooms are very spacious, lots of room for you to move around with your luggage. There are seating areas in every room. Once you move up into the larger room, you do have living rooms and dining room, including a full-size bathroom and so forth. For us, we stayed in the suite jacuzzi room. As you can see. These rooms are pretty immaculate. We feel like we're staying in a 1-bedroom apartment. As soon as you enter, you head yourself down a long hallway, greeting you into the dining living room area. To the left, you have a 3-seat dining room area where you can enjoy your meals. We actually used it more or less for keeping things on, so we knew where they were, with lots of room. Beyond that was the living room area, where you did have a bench-style sofa with a chair overlooking a patio door that goes into the patio.
From there, when you go up to the right, there's the massive king-size bed, which is beautiful. It's perfect size for Tony and I, obviously. The whole concept is open, so there's a TV that can face the bed, or it can turn around and face the living room area. And big sliding doors and windows, again, showing features of the outside balcony. 2 end tables on each side with plugs and lights. Off of the master bedroom, which is again open concept, is the bathroom and sink area. And again, all open concept, which I really enjoyed. So you actually walk and you have a tub right in the middle where you can have a bath. First you see the tub, which is a jacuzzi tub that can fit 2 people. And beyond that, you have your sinks, which is double sink that can again fit 2 people, and plenty of space to move around, with a closet on the opposite side with long mirrors. In the closet is the safe that we can keep all our belongings in, iron and ironing board, and plenty of space to hang or put your things up on a shelf. Beyond that is 2 separate areas, one for the toilet and one for the shower. The shower, once again, is a big open concept. You walk in, you have your rain shower or your regular shower. You have shelving to put your stuff on, plenty of room to move around. You could probably fit about 6 people in there. In the washroom, which has a door that you can close, there's the toilet and a bidet. Now, I didn't try the bidet, but Tony did.
So, I mean, this is a little different. I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing this is the way this one worked. You actually filled this one. There's a plug-in, you filled it with water, and you did your little clean, and dried yourself off. Standard bidets, I believe, are more of a spray up, but I had to do it. I mean, we were here and I had to do it. So for me, for this room, I think the absolute coolest feature is the balcony area. And when I say balcony, I mean like outdoor living space, because it is absolutely humongous. 72 square meters, I believe, is the size. And it wraps around the entire room. We have 2 sliding doors, one on the left of us as we walk in, and one directly ahead, with another full-size window from the master bedroom. On this deck, there is the piece de resistance, is the outside jacuzzi tub. We utilized the tub last night for the very first time. We fit in there quite comfortably. wasn't warm. I guess we could have had it a little hot, but the soap that they put in, you actually have to turn the jets off a little early because it literally comes up to your chin. It would overflow if you let it go. The balcony is an A++ for us, including our view. Okay, so now it's time to give our rating of the room. I will go first on this one. I think on an overall basis, because of where we are and what we had, a definite 9 out of 10 for me. Considering the bed, which was hard but very comfortable, the shower was fantastic, the living space, and of course this incredible patio, 9 out of 10 for me, easy.
Me too, 9 out of 10. I love the open concept. Not everybody's favorite thing, but I like it. The patio, it speaks for itself. These pillars and the view that you get from this deck is amazing. Yeah, 9 out of 10 for me.
Now, we are located in room 2098. That wasn't what it was when we arrived. We were actually in room 0098 at the very bottom. And here's where we need to give you a suggestion if you're considering booking one of these rooms. When booking this, and again, this was over almost 2 years ago, we did have to cancel because of COVID, which is totally fine. We were on the ground level, and what we will recommend to you is to not book the ground level. Our friends that we met here are on the ground level, didn't have the same experience as we did. So it doesn't sound like this is typical, and I want to make sure that that's clear and that this isn't something against the resort itself. When we arrived, we put our bags down, and immediately you noticed an ant right away.
Yeah, we found an ant, and then we kind of were like, okay, put things away, kind of set up, and then we found a few more, and then came out on the deck, and there was a few more. The hospitality was fantastic. They sent somebody over. The gentleman told us that, you know, they do at the time of season, they do get some ants. He sprayed the room for us, went out for a little while, came back, and again noticed more ants, more kind of crawly things around.
At that point I said, you know, let me call the front desk and see if we can make a change. I actually walked up to the front desk and spoke with them, and they said that there was nothing available because it was in our level, which was ground level. They had recommended coming back in the morning to see if there was something we could do at that point, so we left it for the night. Next morning, we woke up, we were sitting on the deck, and we were kind of like, you know what, this isn't horrible, you know what, we're gonna, you know, everything is fine, let's not make it difficult on them. And then we decided to walk in through the patio door.
As I opened the door and went to step, I got a little visual in my eye and something came up. It's been like a spider or something, and then Tony took a better look. We actually found a scorpion.
It was a scorpion.
About this big in there.
Oh, it was bigger than that. It was just curled up.
So at that point, we were both like, you know what? We obviously couldn't touch it because we don't want to get pinched or stung.
So I went up to the front desk and I explained the story to them. And Jordy and Melissa, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. I explained the situation. They wanted to know more about why we were here. We gave the explanation of what the purpose of the trip was, you know, for Rachel and things like that. And at that point, they said, you know, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take care of you. It's such a great example of what the staff are like here. And again, thank you so much to Melissa and Jordy for working that out.
Now for our overall rating of Riu Palace. I'm going to take everything in consideration. I will give overall rating 8 out of 10. I think my favorite experience is being at the pool bar. I enjoyed myself a lot there. We met people. It was just music playing, and again, it felt like vacation. The other part was the room, and being out here on the patio, just like we are now. Again, beautiful. The view is amazing, just relaxing and what I needed.
Okay, for me, I am going to give the Riu Palace, I think I'm going to go 8 out of 10. What was my favorite part of this whole vacation and about Riu Palace itself specifically, I think I got to go with the pool bar. I really do. The atmosphere is so great. There's 2 options at the pool bar area. There's actually a dry area where you can sit. The pool bar is really where it's at. One tip I'll give Riu Palace is definitely the desserts, if you can improve on that. that's where I would say would be great. You know, become known for your desserts, because I think people have a sweet tooth more than anything. They'll remember that. This is our first, but we know they're known worldwide as top-notch selections. You won't go wrong with making a choice here at Riu Palace. Book your tickets, get here, say hi to the staff, come to Costa Rica. They live by one saying and one saying only here, and that's Pura Vida. Life is good, and maybe we'll see you out there.
Thank you for watching our review. Subscribe down here. Oh, we're done?
And she's out. Okay, we gotta
Now
go.
what? Stop.
Oh, we're good. Bye-bye.